Welcome back to an update video. As always, I'm using the Fractal 3 explanation video for this. I will put at the end of the video. Okay, well then let's jump into AMC. So, how we do that today? First of all, we go through the tracking, and after that we talk a little bit about the tinfoil because of the earnings announcement next Monday. Yeah, and also I have to say, again, this is not a hopium channel. Yeah. Only because AMC is going up 15% in pre-market, I'm not jumping around and running headless like a shot chicken, or however you'd call that. Yeah? You have to remember, 8% for AMC, and we lost it again, is 6 cents. That's nothing. Yeah. As always, for this tracking here, it's important to break levels to the upside or downside. As long as we are not doing that, it doesn't matter. Yeah? And okay, I try today to make it again as simple as possible. So first, version 1, the old one, nothing changed. Yeah, this peak, yeah, on Wednesday could be our T. Yeah, as long as we're not breaking this M here, yeah, as long as we're not breaking 228, this was our T, and we still have to come down to 146. Yeah, then doing higher low, and then we can go. Yeah, because of Monday and earnings, I mean, it would be perfect. You know, I will show you that later after the tracking, but I could see that. Yeah, for targets, I would say something between 150 and 138, something in this area. Yeah. Important is as long as we're not breaking 132, because then it gets very close. And of course, we are not allowed to break 120. 120 means it's over for 2026. And for this version, it's also critical. After we bounced here, after we did the higher low, we are not allowed to break this V again. If this higher low is failing, it's also in the moment we break this V, not only down here, no, in the moment we break this V, it's over. Yeah, that would be version 1. And for levels, this version is in the moment wrong. In the moment we break 228 to the upside. If we do this version wrong. Next version. I already showed this, everything of this on the homepage. Yeah, just saying. This version, yeah, I don't like so much, is where our little t is somewhere in here. And I say it again, I hate when something like this happens, because normally our t would be this little thing here. And normally when your M is so big and your t is so small, normally that's wrong. But if we go up next week on earnings, for example, yeah, and go up and break 228, in my opinion, we would do the same like May 2024. I will show that in a second, or January 2021, where we just make a big higher low. Yeah. For this, we're not pulling back here, and we're breaking 228. But we also are not allowed to break 302, the peak of June. To make that also clear, it doesn't matter which version we are looking. Yeah, everything without a higher low, breaking 303 for my tracking is wrong. Yeah, I don't see without a higher low anything over 303. Yeah, because I want my higher low. Yeah, and to say that again, we had the same thing here where I wanted my higher low. Yeah, in May. Yeah, the only thing is this was just a higher low in an uptrend. This higher low here is important. Yeah, let's show it right now. Of all our squeezes here, May 2024, we had our V, we went up, we did our pullback, we did our higher low, and then we close. The same thing in 2021. Yeah, 2 times. Yeah. in January the 20th or the January the 15th. Both cases. Yeah. Here's January 20. Here's January 13th. Yeah. We went up. We did the pullback. We made a higher low. Same here. We went up, pullback. We made a higher low. Yeah. In all three cases, there was not one squeeze without a higher low. And also, you see how high the peak of the higher low went. Yeah. The perfect example for this is May. Yeah. Because it's, you see the most price action here. Here's May. Here was our C. This was our M. And you see, you slightly went over M. This was the peak of our higher low. Yeah, that's why this version is still okay. So if we go on Monday upside and not breaking this peak, yeah, I think we do something like this. Higher low, and then we decide. Also, if we do that, it is absolutely essential, yeah, that we're not breaking this V again. Yeah, same thing like the other one. If we do this and pull back, we are not allowed to go under 161 again. If we do that, this was lower high, and it's over for 2026 because we will do this. Yeah? So now to the third version, because I got asked. The only version where I see that we do something squeezy next week, and that's the only one, is if this here on July the 8th was our V, yeah, and we are doing this tomorrow. Yeah, if this thing is already our higher low, yeah, if we close tomorrow somewhere around 175 to 166, yeah, let's zoom in, somewhere in this range. If we do that, and to make that clear, I mean, it's not impossible, yeah, but for that we have to drop 16% tomorrow. Yeah, if we close tomorrow here, okay, I could say see something big next week. As long as we're not doing that, from my tracking, I'm really sorry to be the boo man, I see no chance for next week. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, okay. Now to the tinfoil. First of all, okay, they moved the earnings from August to next week, Monday. First of all, it is not the first time Monday pre-market. You can Google that. You can just use 5 seconds of your time with ChatGPT or the Gemini. It already happened in February 2016 and in August 2016. It's not the first time. They also moved already their earnings into pre-market. Yeah, maybe not Monday, but it already happened that they moved months earlier the earnings. Not something special. Why? I don't know. Maybe some Adam Aaron wants to go on vacation in August. Maybe. Yeah. Also, are earnings important for AMC? Let's look. In May 2024, here was the earnings. Yeah, in the pullback of the higher low. In 2021, we didn't even had earnings. Yeah, and in 2021, in March and in May, I mean, that's nothing. Yeah, so I don't know why people are so hyped about this. Also, what do you think they will announce? Yeah, especially if you look back, you see any earnings with any important thing. Yeah, so earnings never mattered for AMC for up or downside. You had some wicks, but nothing really important. One last thing to that people are so hyped because of July 20. Yeah, and why I hate to be in June and July. Yeah, it's just sinful. I say it again, but main problem here is let's look at every single July 20 in the last 6 years. We start with July 20, 2025. It was this year, a lower high before we broke down. Then we look at July 2024 and exactly at July 20. It was a lower high before we fell. Then we look at July 2023. I mean, okay, this year was July 21st. Yeah, July 20 was down here, but still, it was before the fall. July 20, 2022 was in front of a fall and a small run. Then July 2021 was at a little lower high peak, and then we just fall. And then July 2020 was this year before we got a little run, but then all-time low. Yeah, that's why the last 6 years, every time, especially July in the close range to July 18, 19th, and the 20th, that's not landmarks which are bullish. These landmarks are fucking bearish, to say that. But first of all, this could have been just the last 6 years, and because we are starting a new fractal now, if we are bullish, who cares? And second, it's just tinfoil. But if you hear somebody just look in the past, it's bullish. Look in the past. I mean, if you're really taking the past 1-to-1 and you look into the past, it's fucking bearish. Yeah. But again, just tinfoil. The important part is, are we breaking levels to the up or to the downside? Yeah. So let's see where we close tomorrow. And then let's see what we are doing next week. Good. Next one, BYND. Nothing really changed. I mean, except that we got a pretty good knife today. 5%. Sorry. But again, I said we shouldn't expect anything big till Friday. So we don't have much room left, yeah, to make that absolutely clear. This could be a V again. Yeah, we had a pretty nice knife, and I think this stock will give us the answer next week, maybe already tomorrow. Yeah, we have to bounce somewhere in this range here. Yeah, we are not allowed to touch or break 57 cents. Yeah, I say it again. Yeah, for the people who doesn't know it, I don't know it. If we touch or break 57 cents, this higher low is dead, becomes T, means we will knife. With this knife, we will break all-time low, and with the break of all-time low, our macro higher low is breaking, is becoming T, and then our next target is 30, 20, 10 cents. Yeah, and to make it clear, the same, I will show an example for this. But the same thing like FFI, they already voted for a reverse split. They will do that, yeah, because they don't want to fall off NASDAQ. Yeah, and even if not, yeah, let's say why ever they don't do a reverse split. Yeah, in that case, you will still fall to a new all-time low. This would be your V. You still have to do the macro higher low then. And this will take the whole year, maybe even longer. Yeah, just saying. That's not bullish. Yeah, but right now we are not there yet. Yeah, I would even say if we not breaking tomorrow 57 cents, if we stay above it, which I hope. Yeah, I will buy some euros. Yeah, because there are not many ways left. it's bounce and ole, or touching 57 and it's over for beyond. Yeah. I still have my position. My stop loss is exactly at 57 cents. And again, if we somehow staying over 57 cents tomorrow, I buy some euros without financial advice, because I think the question will come, which ones? I'm looking for September's $2 strikes. Yeah. Not because I think it will take to the September, because if we're doing the V and the higher low, it should still be August. Yeah. If it's bullish. But I always like a little bit more time. And for September, I think $2 is the maximum. But who cares? Yeah, in that case. But for beyond, we have to bounce. Yeah. How it would look like if we don't. Yeah. The perfect example is FFI. Yeah. Same position. Yeah. We tracked it, or I tracked this as a higher low, but I always said, if we're breaking 20 cents, especially for FFI, but the same thing is for beyond, it's over for this stock. Yeah. Why? Because this higher low becomes T, and you will fucking knife. Yeah. And you will go to 10 cents. Yeah. And in the moment we broke this higher low, we dropped in 5 days 44%. For FFI especially, we are now we bounced at 11 cents. I think we still need lower. And again, if you drop under 10 cents, the 10-day period is starting. Yeah, 10 days under 10 cents, and Nasdaq is saying, fuck you, and is throwing you off the stock exchange. Yeah, you can't do anything against it. So, because I don't think that FFI wants to fall off the Nasdaq, and because I think they don't want to be delisted, I think there will be a reverse split for FFI in the next weeks, August. Yeah, this is not looking good. And with beyond, the same thing will happen if we not fucking bounce here. Yeah. So let's see. Next is DJT, because it was wished, and nothing really changed from the last update for DJT. In the last update, I said we are looking for a V somewhere down here. Yeah. And the next play would be up to this trend line. Yeah. Because I think we aren't finished with this whole fractal. Means we would go up, would do our macro T, and then still fall to new all-time lows. But the thing is, this play, yeah, we're talking about 35, 36, 38-ish. Yeah. That's still a 300% run. Playable. Yeah. What I still said is that I am looking for confirmation. Yeah. Only to say, yeah, we're going up from here. Yeah, you could have said this here, 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 and here. You know, what you need for me, or what I need personally, is a higher low. Yeah. In that case, I would say we're doing the higher low now. Yeah. I would look for something like 787 to 747, somewhere in this range. And if we're holding this higher low, we can start go up. Yeah. For levels to confirm this, of course, everything under 7 or 696. And this was just something like this, or this. Yeah. You will find a new low. But at the same time, if you go over 1055, then there is a chance we don't need the higher low. Yeah. But I would look for 1052 or 1150, somewhere in this range to break to really confirm this. I have no position right now. Maybe I go into something if we do this, yeah, or if we break this, yeah. Of course, you miss this, yeah, but again, no hopium channel, no, it will 100% go up, and if not, I never talked about it. No, we are looking for confirmation here, yeah. And if you do now, let's say 390%, or if you only do 190%, yeah, I mean, it's better than, hey, we 100% go in now and then we do this, yeah. But it's your decision, yeah. But overall, my conclusion is, for the absolute overlook, I am still bearish on DJT, just because I expect this, yeah. For this year, short term, it still could be bullish, because this would be a nice play. And careful, yeah, if you want to short here, yeah, this is only drawn that we have a beautiful chart, yeah, because as you see here and as you see here, yeah, this thing can take months and years. Just saying, yeah. I don't expect that we do this, yeah. It will take some time. This is a macro landmark, and DJT is, as you see, quite always fucking quick to the upside, yeah, but absolutely dead slow on the downside, yeah, if you want to play puts on this, just say. Okay, next one is OKLO, just because it gets interesting, yeah. In the last tracking, I think I already showed this on the homepage. I already have this, I think, weeks or months. For the overall tracking, we have our all-time low, or we pushed up to A. We did a 0.5 pullback, a 0.5 fit pullback here. Perfect. We went up to B, and we are right now in the B pullback. Yeah. And I already showed in the last updates that I would expect exactly this movement. I even have my line still here. You can test it on the homepage, because the last update was, I think, exactly here, yeah, and we perfectly did this, yeah. Our target was broken today. I mean, it was an 8% day, yeah, downside, and we perfectly broke today, yeah. I mean, we could still go a little bit lower tomorrow, yeah, as long as we're not breaking 34.41 ish. Yeah, this, it's not absolute confirmation, but for a B pullback, this would be already a bit too low. For absolutely confirmation, if you touch or break the 786, so $29, no, then something is wrong. What I would expect from here is, if we are slow, a higher low. Already this would be something worth playing, because we're sitting now at 41. I would expect the peak of the higher low at 57.60-ish. Yeah? That's already is a 36% move. But the important thing is that we're doing a higher low. Next target would be then 80. It depends if we're doing an A pullback or not. We will look at that in a second. And the target after that would be little b, which has to be over 120. And then we are looking for macro C. Yeah, it's a beautiful stock. Not so quick, yeah, but a beautiful stock. No reverse splits. So all these numbers here are real. And if you now look at our two uptrends we have, first, the reversal from A bottom, you see here, we did a V. We did a perfect higher low, and then we just went up. Yeah. So if we repeat this, yeah, again, higher low, and then just up without the pullbacks. And if we look at IPO, yeah, we did a V, yeah, here wasn't a higher low, yeah, and also here weren't really pullbacks. Yeah, the only first pullback we got was here, and this would be little b. Yeah, so it's good. Yeah, nothing absolutely fucking quick, to make it clear. Yeah, I expect this till end of the year. Yeah, but it's still no financial advice. It's still interesting stock, and nobody is looking at it. Yeah, nobody cares. No meme crowd. Yeah, no retail will never will. Blah 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 blah. Just a normal stock. Okay, next one, because it was wished, Opt. It was one of my absolutely first stocks I showed on this channel. It's a very slow stock. I really have to say this. Fucking very slow. But it looks okay. IPO started in C, then lower high, midpoint T, for the bullish tracking. We already did our all-time low, our V in that case. And since 2024 June, we are doing our higher low. And because it was wished, because I am thinking that the higher low is finished. Could be. We are under the 786. Yeah. If we could maybe fall a little bit lower, something in this range. So 16 cents to 20 cents, somewhere in this range. For bullish tracking, we should get a bounce. Before we go into the levels, next target would be A. Yeah. And if we look at FIP levels, I would say, depends how quick we are, something like this. Yeah. So something over $7, $8, yeah, maybe 20. Somewhere in here would be your A, then 0.5618 pullback. And then normally you could say, okay, we go to B. Yeah. And do a breakout retest of this line. I will show that in a second. This B would be at 309. But there's a but. The problem with Opt is we already had 3 splits. Yeah. Here, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, and where's the other one? There was a third one. Somewhere in here. It's hiding right now. But we had 3 reverse splits. That's why, you know, with a stock with 3 reverse splits, it's unlikely you coming up here without a forward split. If we do here a forward split, you know, the numbers are changing, then we could do this. Yeah. Without a forward split, I would be careful. I mean, this is already cool. Yeah. I mean, this would be a 5,000% run. I don't think without a forward split we will break this trend. Yeah, just saying. Yeah. In that case, this will be just a death spiral, which will continue till it's over. Yeah. But still a good stock. Thing is, again, it's really, really slow. Just saying. Yeah. There are options, no financial advice. I mean, I think there are way better plays. Yeah. But if you want to play it, play only shares. Yeah. The option chain is on, and again, it's fucking slow. For levels, if you break under 13 cents, it's getting a little bit bearish. If you're touching or break 12 cents, no. Yeah. Then it's over. Again, also, if we do that, you will have a reverse split. Yeah. For levels to the upside, I would say confirmation would be 46. and absolutely confirmation would be 89, but then you're already in the uptrend. One thing to care about this. We are now since, where is it here? We are now 544 days under $1. So they at least already ask for once for 188 days. Yeah. I would be careful. First, they already did 3 reverse splits. Second, we are very, very long time under $1. Yeah. It's not the Nasdaq, it's the New York Stock Exchange, but they have similar rules. They will start asking what OPTT is going to do to get out of this range under $1. And the easiest way is a reverse split. Yeah, just say. Okay, and last one, because it was asked, is Lucid. And why does it always, I mean, it was asked for, okay? Why does it always have to be companies which are going bankrupt, staying near bankruptcy, or looking like more? It really is. I know they said no to bankruptcy or something like that. So yeah, but I mean, it's not a good look, you know? For tracking, okay. We have our C, we have our lower high, we have our midpoint, we have our T. It's quite fresh and normal. Yeah. It's just one of these stocks which started, and since then we just go down. Yeah, and it's an electric car company again, like Moon, like FFEI. Doesn't have to be to do the same, but yeah. But at least it's not looking that bad like Moon. Yeah, first of all, we are at $6. Okay. So there is no delisting problem, except they're going bankrupt. Okay, then it's something different. Second, we have a clear V. Yeah, because if you look at just T, you have a C, a lower high, a midpoint, and this is clearly T. Yeah, and we fucking knife down. Yeah. So here's only one question, and it's not are they going bankrupt or not. It's do we need now a higher low? Because we never saw this here. Or are we going because of whatever news? Yeah. So for levels, I would say, and that's really no financial advice. I would say if we go over 11, well, if we do this, it starts getting interesting. What would be the next move? The next move would be A. Yeah. Next move would be something like this here. We would go up, breakout retest. This would be A. Then B, 0.5 pullback, and then all-time highs or not. Yeah. I mean, we have one reverse split, 1 to 10. I wouldn't say it's impossible to reach this target. It's still okay. It's something different if you want to break all-time highs, but A and B should be reachable. But yeah, I mean, I'm always saying after the T comes the V. And a V should look like a fucking knife down and an instant bounce. I mean, you could say it's exactly what we did here. Yeah. I have no position. Yeah. I have no macro position here. Yeah. There's nothing which we could use here. Really nothing. Yeah. Yeah. So I would just go for levels. Yeah. Again, everything over 11 is bullish. If we do something like this, we only have to hold the higher low. And then it could really get interesting. Yeah? Or we break out here. Yeah? For downside, yeah, okay, I could now say if we break $2.38 again, we go down. Yeah, but that is not helping. Yeah. I would be just careful with this. Tracking wise, okay. Yeah. This thing with, hey, you should go bankrupt. No, we don't want to, is kind of fishy. Yeah, just saying, kind of fishy. And for all the others, I mean, I got some comments with, this is a terrible day. I mean, yeah, SPY got a pretty good pullback till Wednesday. Yeah? And I said, be fucking careful. Yeah. If you reject this level here, it could get really quick, really bad. The thing is, how would you look like at this, like right now? Yeah. I mean, if you not do tomorrow or Monday something like this suddenly, yeah, we rejected this level here. Yeah. We didn't broke on Wednesday 755 or 757, yeah, which was important. Then we fell under the uptrend, and in the last hour today, half an hour today, the thing I really don't like is we really fall down, came up and make a breakdown retest. So I really have to say, if we continue this bullshit, well, then this was a top. Yeah. And for the tracking would mean top, lower high, midpoint. Yeah. And I said this as an alternative. That would mean we will fall down. Yeah, not that straight. You would still do something like this. Yeah. But your target is under 716. You will bounce there. You will come up. You will retest most likely this wedge here. Rechecked. This will be a T, and then 680, 690. Yeah. That move in the last 2 days wasn't great. I mean, it was great to play. Yeah. Because again, yeah, playing SPY intraday is, if you know what you're doing, perfect. Yeah. What I did today was, because I was bullish, as I showed in the tracking, I was bullish. Yeah. We opened, we came up bullish, but in the moment we rejected this here, and that was pretty clear. Yeah. Here, if we reject, I went short. Yeah, because this was a clear rejection. Yeah. So let's see what we are doing tomorrow. But right now it's not getting bearish. But except this, nothing broke levels. Yeah, nothing. Yeah. Plug coming close to it, not yet. Tracking is still there, but everything else, it's not now. Nothing broke levels. Yeah, I mean FFI did, but already days ago for the bear shot. But otherwise, it was a red day. Yes, but even AMC closed with 0%. I mean, okay, this is something which we don't like because we want to see moves up or down. Yeah, but I would say it was a bad day, in my opinion. So let's see. Okay. As always, tutorial here, playlist here, big roadmap video back here. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more, leave an abo. And let's see how we close tomorrow. If it looks like AMC is finishing the higher low tomorrow. Yeah, the last bullish version, the absolute bullish version for a move next week. I will make an post on YouTube and on the homepage. If and on X, if we do that, yeah, just so that everyone knows what I'm thinking. Yeah, but let's see. Okay.